Welcome back, everybody. It is a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. I'm your host, Derek Harper. Let's dive right into it. Not a ton new, but we have a little bit of news. Brett Mirwald for the Vancouver Giants has been named the goaltender of the week in the WHL, the fourth time this season, more than any other goaltender. He has had an incredible few games, especially against the Portland Winterhawks, which is seeing the Giants battle for the top six or so positions in the WHL's Western Conference, so they're right in the mix there, as well as the Wenatchee Wild, who are battling the Victoria Royals for the fourth and fifth positions in the West. Four teams have clinched so far: the WHL's Saskatoon Blades, and then three teams in the Western Conference of the WHL: the Portland Winterhawks, Prince George Cougars, and Everett Silvertips. Along with that, we get the Wenatchee Wild, who are yet to clinch, but likely soon, along with the Victoria Royals. But on the topic of Wenatchee so far, Graham Sword, Nashville Predators prospect drafted in 2022, 146th overall in the fifth round. He is having himself a couple of weeks. That defenseman has been tearing it up, including a 6 point week, specifically a 5 point night against the Seattle Thunderbirds, 2 assists or 2 goals, 3 assists in that 7-4 victory. And the Wenatchee Wild are projected right now fourth and fifth. They are jostling for that. Like I said, Gavin McKenna and the Medicine Hat Tigers, they are still battling in the Eastern Conference. The Saskatoon Blades have it pretty much locked up at number one, but Moose Jaw and Medicine Hat jostling for that number two, jockeying for that number two position there. So we'll see what happens in that. But as far as the WHL goes as a whole, five teams again in the CHL's top 10 rankings. Portland Winterhawks, obviously, the Saskatoon Blades, Everett Silvertips, Prince George Cougars. But there's been a change at number 10. The Moose Jaw Warriors are out despite being in the second place, tied for second right now, sort of, with Medicine Hat kind of jostling for that position in the East. They are out. The Swift Current Broncos, Speedy Creek, they're in at number 10. The OHL and QMJHL, they still have two or three teams each in the CHL's top 10. But this is an argument now that the WHL is the strongest league of these three. I still predict that the WHL will have the Memorial Cup champion, whether that's Saskatoon or the Winterhawks or Prince George or Everett. I mean, it just goes to show that the talent is there. My prediction is still, I think Portland will upset Saskatoon Blades. In their meeting this year, it was a highly offensive game. It was an explosion of offense this year. The Winterhawks coming out on top in that meeting in Portland. They had a great fan turnout. It was an incredible atmosphere from what I saw. So I still have that for my prediction. However, the OHL Saginaw Sting are still in it. They are still in the top 10. And so we still have that chance that the runner-up for the OHL will be in the Memorial Cup if Saginaw should win their league. We'll see what happens there. The QMJHL, strong as always. They have a few teams, obviously. We'll see what happens there. But the Halifax Mooseheads also fell out. You can read more in our story this week, but the Halifax Mooseheads have always been a strong team. They're no longer in this week's top 10. We'll see what happens. There's still a few weeks to go, but the playoff picture is becoming more clear. In the coming weeks, we'll go over the other two leagues, the QMJHL and the OHL. We'll go and dive in more in depth as those playoffs approach. And we'll have a playoff special episode coming at you soon once the playoffs roll around, where we will dive into a lot of the WHL. We'll touch on the other two leagues as well. But Graham Sword of the Wenatchee Wild, that is a topic of conversation. We'll attempt to get in contact with them for a story for one of my two sites. We'll see what happens there, whether it's for this site or my other one. But Graham Sword, definitely need to keep your eye on. We're going to keep you posted on him. We'll see if we can do a special on the Wenatchee Wild after the season. That is one topic I'd like to do, kind of a season wrap up. So that's one idea that I have in mind. I'm still gonna probably try to reach out to the WHL in an attempt to talk to the outgoing commissioner, Ron Robinson. We'll see what happens there. But it's an exciting few weeks, and I think it's proven that the WHL is the strongest of the three leagues under the CHL umbrella. And we'll see you